The A&M football team is, of course, in a free fall. They're 3-4. They've lost 3 in a row. They lost to South Carolina. They've lost 3 offensive linemen. We kind of hinted at that yesterday. And then the story also that late yesterday, the story came out. Billy Luigi initially of Texags had this, but freshman Denver Harris, defensive back Denver Harris, receiver Chris Marshall, and offensive lineman P.J. Williams, according to reports, have been suspended. Now, I don't know if it's for a game, if it's for multiple games, if it's for the rest of the year. But, again, Texags reported this late yesterday. Denver Harris and Chris Marshall and P.J. Williams.
Denver Harris, second time he's gotten it.
He was the one, I think, yes.
He's the one driving through the parking garage like a moron.
Yeah.
And I don't know what else his suspension entails, but that right there was a major red flag. I mean, for anybody who saw that video, like, I get kids being kids and all that, but like that's not what this was. That was just stupidity.
Reckless.
Yes, reckless stupidity. So to see his name pop up, I wasn't exactly shocked. Based just simply on that video. And I don't think anybody's shocked that A&M's got roster issues given just what we've seen so far. I mean, was anybody surprised to see that announcement? Like, I mean, maybe if there would have been a name on there that could have been surprising to you, but just in general, the Aggies having problems and kind of needing to reboot the roster a little bit, did that come as any surprise?
Nope.
No, not at all. There's clearly not a great culture there right now, and there's clearly some things that are not aligned real well. And I think that starts at the top with Jimbo. He's got some serious things he needs to take care of, man. I mean, this isn't as simple as just going into the offseason and landing a 5-star quarterback and
I got it. Go ahead.
So this isn't as simple as going to the offseason and landing a 5-star quarterback and, just everything's fixed all of a sudden. This isn't just going and getting the number 1 recruiting class and things are fixed all of a sudden. They just got that, and things are worse than they've ever been under him. So he's got some stuff to figure out, like I said, and maybe this is a step towards that, is getting some of those bad apples. And I don't know what these guys did, so I don't want to paint too much of a picture. But clearly, if you're getting suspended for an indeterminate amount of time, then you're doing something wrong. So, maybe this is ultimately good. I mean, Liucci in his tweet said, maybe this is long overdue, is basically what he said in so many words. And I could see that. I could see that based on the way they're playing and just the overall vibes that you get from that program right now.
Okay, Paul, you responded, and then let's get to Brett Yormark.
Yeah, I think that Texas A&M as an institution needs to look at who Jimbo is now and who he's been the last, let's say, 7 years. Because when they hired him, they thought they were getting the guy who built the 2013 national champions to one of the deepest and best rosters maybe ever in college football, because that team was really good. Now, there's teams that were better, but, it could go toe-to-toe with a lot of them. And he built a great roster at Florida State. He built a great team that won huge games and won the national championship the last year of the BCS. But in that aftermath of that, he and the AD at Florida State got sideways. He and the administration at Florida State got sideways. There was a bad culture in the locker room that happened, and then he left, and went to A&M. And what changed about Jimbo Fisher other than A&M giving him a fresh start and a crap load of money? Not much.
No, he gave him a tens of millions of dollars parachute basically out of Tallahassee.
So he hasn't changed, and the good coaches are the ones that adapt. I said this to you, Smokey, earlier. A&M gave him that extension to keep him maybe out of LSU. LSU went and hired the all-time winningest coach from Notre freaking Dame. Okay, that guy, Brian Kelly, won more games than anybody at Notre Dame. More than Newt Rockne, Lou Holtz, Ara Parseghian. He won more games than all those guys. So the dude can coach. And what does he do? Like Nick Saban does, that dude adapts. And Jimbo Fisher has not adapted, and it's starting to catch up to him.
Well, and it's obviously, you just wonder, and we will have either Owen Buchanan or somebody on here in the next day or two to kind of give us an update of the feel, the atmosphere, which right now is not good at Texas A&M, losing that game to South Carolina, now with even more multiple injuries, and the schedule doesn't get much easier.
I know we got to move on, but this is why you can't just NIL your way to a championship. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You can't just,
you can't do in free agency in pro sports. Yeah.
I mean, I think there's definitely teams that have gotten close to doing that. It's not like the Chiefs aren't spending any money on their roster. Like, there's definitely some benefits to be had. But if you don't have chemistry, it doesn't matter. Like, if you don't have the right coaching, it doesn't matter. And so they went out and they bragged. They not only threw the bag out there to multiple guys, they bragged about it in so many different ways, right? All offseason by NIL this and all that. Miami, same thing. And now look at them both, where they are. So you can go, like Tennessee did too, and Tennessee's having success, but they clearly have the right culture in place and the right mix of guys, and there's something to be said for that. So, you know, that's not what's going on in College Station right now, and they need to figure out how to get to the, you know, the Knoxville side of things.
This is 365